for roll call, I see Bill, Steve, Bob, Mary, Eric, Frank, Leroy. I don't see Ike yet, so he may join us. And then Chief Stanley, I can see you. I know Ryan's on the Zoom meeting. I assume Ramona's in there with you. I can see a hand. You guys are muted. Well, I can see. Yeah, is Ramona in the? Is there anyone else besides Ramona in there with you?
Yes, we have Chief Sean Funahan, the training chief. We have the two new assistant chiefs that Chief going to introduce shortly, also in here.
Okay, and then I see Donald and I see Colleen on the line also. So we're going to go ahead and get started. And I know we always struggle with this, but let's try again to do the Pledge of Allegiance. So I pledge allegiance
to the
flag of the United States of America and to the republic
for which it
stands, one nation, under God, indivisible,
liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Okay. You should have all got a copy of the meeting minutes from the October 11th, 2021 meeting. Are there any corrections or comments on those meeting minutes? Okay. None being, may I make a motion for them to be approved?
Second.
All those in favor, aye.
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Any abstain? Okay, the meeting minutes are approved. Are there any public comments? Okay, then we're going to go to the chief's report.
All right, good morning. Or I said that 4 times today, I think. Good evening, everybody. I'm a little all over the place on my time frame here. So yes, I'm at the National Fire Academy for this week. So I will be doing this virtual from there. So busy month of October into November for St. John's Fire District. I first wanted to mention that Valerie had her baby last week, Charlie Tate. So she is at home and they are welcoming that cute little boy, and they are overjoyed. So she wanted to pass along thank you to the people that had sent notes and cards and gifts. And so we're happy to have another addition to the St. John's family. So, okay, so I would like to introduce first, who they should be on the call, is Chief Whaley, Chief Chris Whaley. Chief Whaley was a battalion chief for us and recently was promoted to the assistant chief of operations. That's Chief Whaley right there. So he's working under Chief Stanley and working on some operations-based projects for the district, and we're happy to have Chris Whaley in that promoted spot. Also, there is Assistant Chief Kevin Henson, who's on the other side. So Kevin is came to us from City of Greenville. He is filling the Assistant Chief of Admin spot, and we've already got Chief Henson working on some projects. So I know you will welcome them. Chief Whaley's been here, but welcome Chief Henson to the district. And also, I don't believe he's in the room there, but we did promote Deputy Fire Marshal Chris Wilhoit to Fire Marshal. So he was promoted to Chief Fire Marshal, and I think he couldn't be there tonight. I do want to recognize a lot of these promotions because we had a few other ones as well too, and I will recognize some other ones at the December commission meeting for those. We did, with Valerie being out and lots of transition at St. John's, we did cancel this year's Christmas party, and we're still in a COVID environment as well too. So instead of the Christmas party this year, we are going to do Thanksgiving turkeys like we always do. We're going to do ham dinner on Christmas, And then during the month of December, we are going to do meals for each station, each shift. So I know we're working with a couple different restaurants to get some quotes on that, but then it'll be a full dinner that they will deliver to each station on each shift around the middle of December as well too. So lots of other things going on. We've begun the process to order the boat that was approved for our budget into Charleston County and by the commission. We also have all of our new MDTs ordered as well too. They're telling us about 3 to 4 weeks on the MDTs. With these MDTs come all new brackets and everything, and a little bit safer setup than we had before as well too. So it's going to streamline our process. And I know Chief Henson is working on some IT stuff there as well to ensure that those MDTs will work when we need them to as well too. So EMT class has started, EMT basic class. We also have the paramedic class that is starting in January. I think right now we have 6, but I think there's a few more that are coming online as well too. 3 recruits are at the academy right now. They will graduate December 10th with a virtual graduation. We're still working on the EMS at Station 6. So we have the quotes in hand for the electrical upgrades that were needed there so that they can have an ambulance at Station 6. And we are working with the county and the town of Kiowa to get that work done so that they can provide their EMS bus there as well too. There is a couple things we'll discuss in executive session, our COVID and the vaccine mandate, also some work that has to be done with the generator at Station 5, and just a couple other items as well too. I apologize. I did not get a chance to run the community risk reduction report. I will show Chief Wilhoit how to do that for the December meeting. Apologize I did not get to that, but I do have the incident response report in front of me. So Johns Island with 162 incidents in October, Kiowa 45, Seabrook 25, and Wamala 41. And that's trending for about the same numbers as last year as well too. So I think, trying to look, I think that is all I have for my report, unless anybody has any questions.
Okay, Ramona, financial report. You
You're
guys
muted.
are still muted.
There you go.
There you
Happy
go.
Monday.
Happy Monday.
For October, our remaining budget goal is 66.67. I apologize, on the report you have, I have a typo of 67.67, but just to be clear, it's 66.67. Our actual remaining budget is roughly 71%, so we're still trending as expected. On to the bank balances. At the end of October, our operating bank balance is roughly $4.5 million. Again, I watch the cash flow weekly because what we're trying to do is to see if we can get by without doing a TAN. Because if we don't draw down on a TAN, then we don't have to pay any interest. And so the $14,000 that we have budgeted for interest, we could use for something else. So that's where we're going at. We typically begin to see real revenue from property taxes in December. So I'll see how it goes and determine whether or not we'll need to do a draw from the TAN. The LGIP bank balance is $11,612 as of the end of October. And then moving on to revenue for general fund. Our October collections included a refund from unemployment of roughly $14,000. We didn't get a lot of explanation on what that was for. We were just kind of told that over the past couple years, due to COVID, it's been a lot of ups and downs, and they did an audit of their system. And so we received that refund, and we'll take it. But it just wasn't a whole lot of backup to go along with it. Also, we sold 2 items on GovDeals, our rescue truck and an enclosed trailer. And then our wire transfer, of course, for property taxes was for September's property taxes, and that was roughly $50,000. I was hoping to see more there. It's down from last year, but like I said, I think when December comes, I'll get to do a better analysis of where we are, because we are expecting 3% growth. And so just by what we've received thus far, July through September, we're down compared to last year. For expenses, the only thing I mentioned was the non-standard overtime for October, which was roughly $41,000. The only other comment I'll add under expenses is, I guess for the month of October, we're seeing a lot of non-budgeted items, but we're looking at the line items closely, making sure we're aware of items that we need to look at during mid-year, and identifying any savings in some areas of where we can possibly, do budget amendments to other line items. Some of those line items we know of, IT, and then we always look at equipment maintenance closely. All right, moving on to capital projects. The 16 and 17 bank balance are zero. I've been back since February. They've been zero. No money's going to be put in there. So we reached out to our bond attorney. There's no reason why we can't close those bank accounts. It's actually a risk just having them open, even though they have a zero balance. There are still checks on them. So as long as we keep the bond paperwork and copies of checks and expenditures for 5 years, we don't have to keep the bank account open. So we're going to be closing that 16 and 17 bank account. The 18 balance is roughly $75,000, of which $16,000 is outstanding checks. So again, that 18 general obligation bond is going to be closed very soon as well. 2021, $1.3 million with about $261,000 of outstanding checks. All right, and just a quick monthly breakdown on the financial dashboard. As I mentioned, the monthly property tax collections for September decreased by about $14,000 from last September. And overall, year to date, we have roughly $207,000 in property tax collections. Our year-to-date operating expenditures as of October is $4.3 million, which includes outstanding encumbrances. Excuse me. Right, our year-to-date non-standard overtime is $159,000. Year-to-date salaries, which includes regular and standard overtime, is $1.9 million. Our vacation, sick, and additional leave for the year, $216,000, and the staff efficiency for October is 83%. Our COVID-related personnel expenses for October were about $4,500. And so for the staffing requirements, 1 officer and 2 firefighters. Nothing to report for recruits. Chief Knitzer pretty much took care of some of the hiring that happened for October. No new workers' comp updates and no change to report for the vaccine percentage. Other than my report I sent, the only thing I'll mention is we received our audit report. I think it was like right at the end of September. And so I have Amanda mailing you all out a hard copy of our audited financial statements. So you should receive that at some point this week. And that's all I have unless there are questions.
Ramona?
Yes,
All right.
sir.
Why do we include the outstanding checks in the balance?
It was just a decision that I chose to do. I could always take it out.
I mean, these are checks that have already been written. They just haven't cleared the bank yet.
Correct. When I started, what was being reported didn't match the balance sheet. So what I tried to show was what the cash was on the on the bank statement, but also identify that all of that cash won't be used. So I try to show that by being transparent with the outstanding checks. What was happening prior to me being here, the amount that was reported was the cash on the bank statement net of the outstanding checks. But if you ever ran a balance sheet and looked at our reports, which we have to submit to the auditors, it would match.
I think I understand why you've done it. I think when you report it on the monthly financials here, when you have the balance of, like, for 2021, 1,302,000, that's includes 261,000 of outstanding checks, correct?
Yes,
So the real balance is really about 1,100,000.
correct. But again, for
If you could just,
transparency purposes, I can change it, but just let me explain. For transparency purposes, when you run a balance sheet for the month, what we report to you for bank balances should match that balance sheet. So I'm breaking it out, but I can change it to make it that net amount, as long as we are all on the understand that it's not what's actually the bank balance.
right. If you just add what the net amount is and leave it at that. Okay?
Couldn't you just do the mathematical calculation that, the balance sheet is like for 2018, 75,795 less the 16,992 with a net amount, and just note the net amount so that we can just see the whole calculation.
For financial reporting purposes, we shouldn't be
This
doing.
is more just informational. This is informational for the commissioners. So this isn't a financial report. This is basically for the commissioners, a summary for the
They're
commissioners.
They're
Yeah, I
unaudited
do like.
reports, so we can change it like that. But again, my intent was to be transparent with what is actually the bank balance
Right.
compared to.
So if you just want to, just include the net amount. So 75,000 less 16,000 equals a net. I do think it's helpful to understand the outstanding checks so that we know that that's not all available anymore. So since that is information for us, I do think it's helpful, Ramona, to include it, the outstanding checks.
Right, that's small potatoes. I'll change it. That's very small.
Thank you.
I think it's something we could discuss more at Finance Committee as well, too, and get a clear picture on that.
Sure.
Okay. Okay. If there's no further questions, Donald, attorney update.
Yeah, well, Chief Kunitz has said it's been a busy time. This is by far the busiest legal time I think we've had since I started some 20 odd years ago. So we'll start with the Howell and Howell lawsuit. We finalized the settlement with one small hiccup. If you'll remember, the original motion was to approve the settlement of our paying $140,000 with the understanding they would pay half of the landscaping bill that we needed for the station. The problem was we didn't get a landscaping bill or estimate before it was time to pay the $140,000. So what we did was we came to an agreement, which I would like a motion to ratify, that they agreed to pay half up to a maximum of their contributing $2,000. The final estimate thereafter came in at $4,800. So Howell and Howell should be over, but it would be nice for our records to have a motion that we settle with Howell and Howell for payment of $140,000 with the additional understanding that Howell and Howell pay $2,000 of the landscaping costs. So can somebody make that motion for me?
I'll make
I'll
that
go,
motion.
oh, go ahead, Bill. Go ahead, Bill.
I so move.
Second.
All those in favor, aye. Aye.
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Abstain? Okay, the motion carries.
Great, thanks. That's more of a bookkeeping, but that's my job as a lawyer, just dotting i's and crossing t's. So next of your many lawsuits is the vaccine lawsuit. At the last meeting, I believe we were about to have a telephone conference with Judge Norton, who is the federal court judge that ended up with all these. At that telephone conference, he decided to consolidate all of the cases, meaning our case, City of Charleston, City of North Charleston, and one other, and the county.
Charleston County, yeah.
Charleston County, right, and sort of hear them all at one time. So the first hurdle and the first hearing was a motion by the plaintiffs, by the various employees, for a temporary restraining order, which was basically a request to the judge to say, don't make any of us get vaccinated pending the final outcome of this suit, because we think we have a great chance of winning. And kind of once that milk is out of the bottle, you can't put it back in there. There are a number of factors that courts look at. Judge Norton had a hearing. It was well argued by our counsel, and he issued a 51-page opinion that I would sort of characterize as extremely strong in our favor, right on the border of rebuking, if not over the border of rebuking the plaintiffs for going forward with a weak position. So we got over the temporary restraining order. The court's logic in the opinion was very strong and very well documented. As a result, the plaintiffs have made a motion to dismiss their case without prejudice, which is a long way of saying we'd like to take it off the books, but without prejudice means we'd like to reserve the right to refile it at a later date. We have opposed that, saying if you want to dismiss it, you have to agree not to bring it back up. You can't go this far along in the process. They kind of put their toe in the water, and frankly, Judge Norton kind of bit their whole foot off. And now they're saying, oops, we're not sure we want to stick with this judge in this procedure because we see the writing on the wall. We'll just start over somewhere else. And we're saying, no, once you've started, you got to stick with where you are. So we're waiting for a ruling on the judge. And we just filed some final paperwork today, but we're waiting on the judge to decide whether he's going to let them withdraw without prejudice. I think it is highly unlikely that he would allow them to do that. So that's the second lawsuit. Third lawsuit, our old friend, the fire hydrants with St. John's Water. I spoke to their lawyer. We discussed the process of mediation. We sort of tentatively agreed to a judge who was retiring as a mediator. We both thought he would be an excellent choice. And I did some checking and tracked some things down and discovered that he has decided to go back on the bench in senior status, which will make him unavailable to be our mediator. So I'll get back in touch with him, and I'll speak with you guys in executive session a little bit about the scheduling of it. But it's ongoing. I do think we'll mediate it, and I have my fingers crossed that something will resolve at mediation. And then last but not least, and I'll apologize to Bill Tomei, he called me on this Friday. The governor issued an order about instructing the people under him that they not enforce vaccine mandates. We're not quite under his umbrella. We're a separate legal entity created by statute. You guys don't answer to the governor, you answer to yourselves. And so I don't think, I can't hear whoever said that something. Anyway, I think we're okay on that. So we will move forward and we'll talk a little bit. There's been a memo issued to all the people who didn't want to take the vaccine. And we've coordinated with our attorney about how to accommodate any objections they might have in a way that protects the members of the fire department and the district. And we'll be moving forward. We'll talk more about that in executive session. So.
And I did share the letter, the religious exemption request letter that the attorney assisted us to put together. I did send that to all the commissioners. So like you said, we can talk about it further,
Yeah.
and you know, Ryan and his team can give us some information, but I did share all of that, the final version, with all the commissioners.
Yeah, I saw that and I appreciate that. And I think we did a good job on balancing the needs of the department with the fairness to the people. We've done the best we could on that. We'll speak about the, I guess, some of the logistics of that in executive session. So thanks.
All right, thank you. Any old business to discuss? Any new business to discuss? Leroy, I think you're trying to talk, but you're breaking up, so we can't understand what you're saying.
No, I'm not saying.
Okay. I think you just weren't muted. Yeah, you weren't muted and we were getting background noise. Yeah, okay. All righty, committee reports. Bill, the building committee. You're muted, Bill.
Sorry. There we go. Station 4, all of the final paperwork has been done. The closeout documents of the final payment has been submitted and paid by St. John's. So I'm declaring Station 4 is complete. So that's the happy part.
Congratulations.
And it's interesting to note that Station 4 is now complete, but we're still not finished with Station 6 yet. So Station 6, we're still waiting on the contractor Choate to schedule the repairs to the patio and the riser room. I've spoken to Chris Palmer there, and they're just having those are both small projects, and they're having trouble getting subcontractors to commit to doing that work. So we'll keep pushing for that. To build on a little bit on what Donald started to talk about with the landscaping repairs that Howell and Howell has agreed to pay $2,000 of. We have an estimate from the landscape architect of around $4,800, just slightly less than that. And that architect is in the process of getting bids to make those repairs. So as soon as I get those bids, then I'll share them with everyone, and well, hopefully it won't be too much above that estimate. The maintenance building, we had a hiccup at the demolition over permit language, and the demolition was actually shut down for a week or two, but that's been resolved, and the buildings are now both down, and there are still piles of dirt and rubble to be hauled away. I'm not sure a completion, estimated completion date on that. And then the progress on the bidding documents for the new maintenance buildings. I say buildings because we're also including a storage facility behind the new maintenance building. The request for proposals draft has been completed by David Myers, and that's been reviewed by myself, Chief Kunitzer, and Deb Lehman, and the three of us have been in communication with David during this process. So we've returned that document to David for corrections, and he will reissue the final RFP. And at that time, then I will share it with the entire building committee, and we can do a quick review of that and hopefully get it out for bids within the next week would be my hope. And also David thinks that is possible. So the tentative due date will be December 19th, as long as things move quickly here in the next week. And that makes a tentative completion sometime in the month of May of 2023. So construction completion at that time. So that's all I have.
Okay, thank you. On the finance committee, we didn't have a finance meeting, but this morning we did have a meeting with Gary Pope and David Cheatwood and some of their staff. It was Ramona, Chief Stanley, myself. I think that was everyone on the line. So I sent you out an updated finance schedule because we were originally going to try to finalize this in the month of December, but due to some tax issues and some other issues, we have now pushed the closing out to January 6th. And Ramona confirmed that won't interfere with her year-end closing, so that's fine. So our next meeting is this Wednesday, November 10th. We're going to have our S&P rating call. And we did go over that document today. If any of you want a copy of it, let me know. I'll send it to you. It's a PowerPoint presentation. And we went over the basic bond POS document to make sure we're all in agreement on, what our approach on this. So I think we're in really good shape to move forward. On November 17th, we will get a revised POS report. So if you want a copy, you may want to wait until that revision so that you see what's going to be sent out. They're going to finalize it December 2nd, post it December 3rd, publish the summary December 7th in the Post and Courier, and basically sell the bonds on December 15th with a closing date of January 6th. Leroy and I and Chief Kunninger are going to be signing all the documents on December 17th. So basically, we're moving right along, and we'll be in good shape that we should have the funding early January. Does anybody have any questions for Ramona or I?
No.
Okay.
Deb,
Okay, Steve. Yeah.
Deb, do the commissioners have to sign off on anything?
No, it's just the three of us have to sign the documents. And it's basically going to reconcile to the POS document. So that's why I'm saying, if you want, I'll send you a copy. It's quite lengthy. Ramona and I both read it. The only thing I changed was just to note that we provide medical services in addition to fire services. So that was the only change I made. But if anyone wants to see any of the documents, although, they're quite lengthy, I'll send them out to you.
Bob, this is Donald. There will be commission votes, to approve aspects of the bond, but the only signers will need to be Deb and those guys.
Yeah,
and
we already voted on it, so we're good to go, and the council approved it.
Okay, so we're good.
Yeah. So the dollar amounts in that don't change. We are going public, so it's going to be a public sale, not as we did previously with the bank. So it is going to be a public sale. So the documentation is a little bit more lengthy because of it being a public sale. But just, let me know, send me an email or text message or whatever. But I would say I probably should wait until early December to send it to you so you can see, it's in its entirety instead of, us tweaking a little bit. But it's a lot of legal jargon, basically. Okay, Steve, I don't think you had a human resource meeting, but did you have anything you wanted to report?
No, thank you. We did not have any topics to discuss. So like you said, we did not have a meeting.
Okay, Eric, any comments on strategic planning?
No report.
Do I have any public or firefighter comments?
I just wanted to add real quick, I got a text while we were in here that those 3 that are at the academy already passed their firefighter 1 as of today. So that is a good thing for us and a good indication that they'll do well on firefighter 2.
Good news.
Great.
We can always use some good news. Okay, commissioner comments. Bill, do you have any comments?
Yes, congratulations to 2 new assistants chiefs, Chief Whaley and Chief Henson, and also to the new fire marshal, Chief Walhoit. And congrats to Valerie on the new baby.
Okay, Eric, do you have any comments?
Yes, congratulations are in order for all the new assistant chiefs and the promotions. Congratulations to Valerie. And I want to congratulate Ramona on being a grandmother.
Oh, congratulations, Ramona. Leroy, do you have any comments? What's that?
I just said thank you.
I didn't think Ramona was old enough to be a grandmother.
No, I'm kind of surprised. She does not look old enough.
Oh, she's really old.
No,
Leroy,
I
do you
don't.
have any comments?
No, I don't have any comments. Thank you.
Steve, do you have any comments?
None other than ditto with Bill and Eric had said, so thank you.
Mary, any comments?
Ditto to what everyone has said, and to Chief Ryan, congratulations as our new chief. I'd like to say it's good to see each and every one of you once again. We continue to wear our mask and stay safe, and God bless each and every one of you. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Bob, any comments?
Just to second the comments with regard to the new chiefs, welcome to the family, I guess, and the promotion for our new fire marshal. And congratulations to Valerie for the youngest new, I guess, firefighter, and to Ramona for being a grandmother.
Frank, do you have any comments?
Yes, just want to congratulate Chief Whaley, Chief Henson. Congratulations to our 2 newest assistant chiefs. Look forward to working with you guys. Also, congratulations to the 3 that just passed firefighter 1 at the academy. Great accomplishment. We look forward to having them on board in a few months. Also, want to congratulate Ramona. Congratulations on being a grandmother. And congratulations to Valerie on being a mother. Chief Knitzer, let's make sure we got 2 applications ready. We'll have Charlie Tate on board in 18 years. And Ramona, we're going to have your grandchild working for us in 18 years. So we'll have 2 more applicants soon. And then I just wanted to congratulate Chief Knitzer, doing a great job. The last couple of weeks, I know we've been keeping you very busy, so thank you for the hard work and all the great job representing the district. Look forward to having you on as our new chief. Thank you, Chief Knitzer.
Ike, do you have any comments?
Yes, I just want to say congratulations to everybody who got an advancement in their position. Also, congratulations to the new grandmother, Ramona, and the new baby, and everybody. And I also want to give thanks to all our employees and let them know that we are appreciative of what all they do each and every day in their protective district. That's it.
Okay, thank you. I have no comment because I think everybody pretty much covered anything. Colleen, you have a hand up on your screen. Did you want to make any comments with?
No, I'm good. Actually, I got a terrible cold, so you don't want to hear too much from me tonight.
Well, at least we're not in the room with you. All right, thank you. Okay, then I'm going to make a motion that we move to executive session to discuss legal issues and contractual issues. When you received the Zoom meeting information for tonight, I attached to that the call-in information for the executive session. If anyone, doesn't have that information, text me and I'll text it to you. So can I have a second to move to executive session?
Second.
Okay, all those in favor, aye?
Aye.
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 Any opposed or
Aye.
abstained? Okay, then we all want to hang up from the